Hello everyone, it's been a while. You are welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking in today's tutorial. We are going to be learning how to make this round pleated turban cap, which has this round pleated frame and also a pleated fan design attached to it. Please, if you are new to this channel, you are just joining us and you haven't subscribed, kindly do it to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button and also on the bell icon, as it will enable you get notified whenever new tutorials are uploaded. Trust me, you won't regret it because we have lots of amazing tutorials here for you. And to all our old subscribers, thank you so much for being a part of us. In today's tutorial, the materials used include scuba fabric, of which 1 yard will be enough, your applique for embellishment, your gum, your scissors, your measuring tape, as well as your matching color of thread and your needle. This design that we are working on is a pleated turban cap. That is the round pleated turban cap. I'm making use of my scuba fabric, so I'm not lining. There's a round pleated frame design which has a handle at the back, and there is this fan design attached on the round pleated frame which is going to be embellished. Now, coming to the materials we are going to be needing for, that is the measurement we are going to be needing for the design. Starting with the turban cap, I have my fabric cut out here. My measurement is 24 inches for the length, which is the head circumference, and should be cut across the more stretchy part of the fabric, while my width is 22 inches. Now, for my round pleated frame, I have my fabric here, and I'm using 30 inches by 24 inches, 30 by 24 inches. And for the handle at the back for tying, I need 2 different pieces of fabric, which I have here as 5 inches by 12 inches, 5 inches by 12 inches cut out twice. And then lastly, I have the fabric that I'm going to be using to create that pleated fan design on it, and this is it. The measurement I'll be using is 6 inches for the width by 30 inches for the length, 6 by 30 inches. For my turban cap, this is my fabric for the turban cap. I will start by folding my fabric in, and then I'll place it on my sewing machine. I'm trying to get the round pleated frame and sew it down from one end of the fabric to the other end. Then I will flip my fabric over to this side, and then I will go ahead to make pleats on my fabric. So I will start pleating my fabric the same way we pleat our auto deliveries. I will pleat it down, make the first, that is the second pleat rather, and stitch it down. I'll go ahead again to make another pleat and then stitch it down. So this is how it is. As you pleat your fabric, you stitch down. As you pleat your fabric, you stitch down. Then you make as many pleats as you want, depending on the depth of your, that is the width of your fabric to get. Right here, I have my turban cap. As you can see, I'm done making my pleats. This is the fine side, while I have the wrong side this way. So that is how it is. What I'll be doing next is that I'll require to fold my fabric into 2 with the fine side inside and the wrong side outside. Then remember, we cut out 24 inches, but the head size I'm working with is 22 inches. So on fold, I should be having 11 inches. So I'll measure out 11 inches and then mark. So I'm going to place this on my sewing machine, and I'll sew down from this 11 inches mark down to this end and extend it to this very end. So I'll sew down from the band, sew down to this edge, then sew down to this very end. So I have my turban cap here. Immediately after making my pleated frame, that is my pleated band, I went ahead to fold it into 2 equal halves, and I had sewn it down from the band down to this very edge. So what we'll be working on next is the running stitch, okay, that's going to be at the back of the cap to give the cap its shape. For that, we'll be needing our needle and thread. Please always ensure that your thread is doubled. And then I'm going to be starting my running stitch immediately after the band from this point down to this edge. So this is my turban cap. I'm done making my gathers, my running stitch, and then I'm turning it inside out. This is the fine side and this is the wrong side. So I have my turban cap ready. Then I'll set this aside while I work on the design that will be added to it. Right here, I have the fabric for my round pleated frame here. And then I'll just go ahead to start pleating my fabric the normal way we pleat our fabric to get the round pleated frame like your ashoke. So that's what you see me doing, pleating my fabric to get that pleated design. And as soon as I'm done pleating my fabric, I'll go ahead to get my needle and thread so as to stitch it together to hold it all in place. I have my fabric right here with the middle part of the fabric already pleated down. So I'm going to get my needle and thread, and then I'll pass it from one end of the fabric till I get to the top of the fabric. And on getting to the top of the fabric, I'm going to pass it back inside the fabric again, and after which I'll secure my thread and cut off the excess thread while moving on to the next part. Now moving on to the next part, I'll start by arranging my fabric again just the way I did for the middle part. Then I'll arrange it from the one end of the fabric to the other end. As soon as my fabric is in place, I'll get my needle and thread and also tack through it the same way I tacked down the middle part. Thereafter, I'll go to the next side. So this is how I'm going to go ahead to arrange my fabric for both the middle part, the left side and the right side. So I'm going to go off camera to complete this. As soon as I'm done, I'll get back to show us the finished work. Right here, I have my pleated frame, just the way I tacked down the middle. I went back to extend my pleats, tacked down this side till I got to this end. That's for the left side, and also came back to repeat the same thing for the right side. So I have my pleated frame ready. I'm going to set this aside so that I can get the turban cap and attach it to it. Here I have my turban cap. Here I have my pleated frame. I'll fold my cap into 2 equal halves so as to enable me locate the middle of the cap, and then I'll make use of my chalk to mark it down. Then I'll fold my pleated frame into 2 also, and then go ahead to mark down the midpoint. Having done that, I'll get the middle of the cap and place my pleated frame on it while ensuring that the middle of both the pleated frame and the fabric aligns together. Then I will go ahead to get my needle and thread, and I'll start passing it from the wrong side of the cap at that midpoint up into the pleated frame. As soon as my needle and thread is out, so as to secure it at that point, I'm going to take it back inside again. So I have my thread and needle out from the wrong side of the cap, and then I'll pass it inside again from the wrong side to about 4 pleats upward. And as soon as it's out from there, I'm going to extend it to the next point where I want to secure or tack down to the cap. So this is me extending my thread and needle and passing it down to the next point. Now that it's out, I'm going to repeat the same thing. Take it back inside the cap and extend it to the last point. Then I'll come back again and repeat the same thing for the right side. So I'm going to go off camera to complete this, and as soon as I'm done, I'll get back for us to continue. Right here, I have my turban cap and my round pleated frame already sewn down to the cap. The next thing we're going to be doing is to be adding our handle at the edge. So we'll go back to work on those handles and then get back to fix it together. Over to the fabric for the handle. I will get each piece of fabric and then I will fold it into 2 equal halves with the fine side inside and the wrong side outside. Then I'll place this on my sewing machine and sew down from one end to the other end. Then along this edge, I can decide to curve it, to give it a curve. When you curve it, that makes the fabric to stretch more while tying. So I'll go back to sew down and get back for us to continue. I have my handle here already sewn, and then I've gone ahead to turn this inside out. So I'll get my turban frame and we'll go ahead to add it together. So my handle here and my pleated frame here, I'll get the first handle, I'll go and then fold it in because the edge is free. To prevent that fraying, you first fold your fabric in, then go ahead to pass this pleated frame inside. And then as soon as you are done with that, you can now get your needle and thread and then tack this down. The same thing is applicable to this edge. So I'm going to go back and then tack down this part using my needle and thread. I'm trying to reduce the length and the size of the video. That is why I want to complete this off camera, and I'm really sorry about it. So this is my fabric here, as you can see it. My turban cap, my pleated frame, and my handle all tacked down together. So I'll go ahead to work on the upper pleated fan design that will be attached on this. For the design, I have my fabric here, and then I'm going to go ahead to pleat this fabric from one end to the other end. So this is it. I've pleated my entire fabric and I've gotten to the end. I'll get my needle and thread and then pass it in through this fabric from one end down to the other end, and then I'll secure it, then cut off the excess thread. So I'm done tacking this. This is how it looks like. Now I'm going to get my turban cap, okay, and I'll place this on my dummy head. This is it, and my design is going to be sitting on it this way, a little bit after, let's say about 2 inches away from the middle, and then I'll set this middle part here. Then go ahead to fold this down. I'll use my pin to pin this side down, then come over to this end, arrange it in place properly, and also pin it down. So this is my design. As you can see, I use pins to hold it in place. So I'm going to go back off camera and then settle down and make use of my needle and thread to tack down this design down to the frame. And as for this middle part, I won't be leaving it this way. I have this applique here. I will get my gum, apply my gum on the wrong side, and then glue it down like this so as to fully embellish it. The same thing also goes to the back. I'll tack down the back and embellish with my applique. So I'm going to go back to complete all this and then get back to show us the finished out. At the end of the day, as soon as it starts up, it tacks down and embellish. This is the final outlook of our design. This brings us to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly do well to like, to share, and to leave a comment in the comment section. And then if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do so before the end of this video. Until our next tutorial, bye bye.